Now, I had never heard of Skirk before. This is because I hate Childe and I have him and I don't look at his dialogue because I can't stand him. But the Childe slanders for another day, another video. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're in a very new location. I'm visiting my parents for the weekend, so it's not as pink, but look at the haircut. Right, you see more pink. All right, I got you covered. Don't worry about it. This is the last video of our Genshin Impact Iceberg series where I'm going to be going through your comments and seeing what you guys think should have been added, should have been included, or things that you thought I might have misunderstood or gotten wrong. So I'm really excited to delve right into today's video. If you're not already following me over on Twitch, I stream Tuesdays and Thursdays over on twitch.tv/liasedeno. So make sure you follow me there. We also have our Discord that's full of a bunch of other Genshin players. So definitely check that out. And my TikTok where I post some Genshin memes. I think I need to start posting some more Zhao ones, so I gotta get on that. With all that being said, let's jump right into the video. All right, the first theory that we're going to be discussing, it's not much of a theory. This is a comment left by Cloud Eater that says, I know this was mentioned layers ago, but it's about mihoyo using demon names for the characters. I don't think the names allude to the gods being evil, but it's how mihoyo implies importance to the characters. This would explain why the gods would have these names and not people. This, of course, makes Paimon sus, because why is she given a demon name and not something normal? Mihoyo likes to foreshadow in subtle ways. I think this is a really interesting comment, which is why I wanted to include it. I didn't even think about the fact that really important characters to the story have demon names, and it does make Paimon a little extra suspicious because she falls in line with the same naming as the gods and Dvalin and really important figures in the Genshin universe. So she's not from this world, but clearly she's very important. This is a really interesting take. I know, like, I've seen a lot of people talk about her name meaning she's a demon, like we've talked about before, but I think this makes a lot more sense that rather than her being a demon, it's more of a hint that she's a bit more important than we think she is, because her naming scheme aligns very much with the gods and other really important characters in the game. Next up is Liyue and Lynette being dual vision wielders. Now, I think this is a really interesting theory. So if you guys don't know, Liyue and Lynette were actually in one of the preview trailers for, I think it's more for the Genshin story. And this is where we get kind of their splash art as well. So we know that they're going to be characters coming into the game. And most of the characters from the preview, their splash art is directly taken from it. And this is revealed a while ago. But they're seen pictured together as a pair. So it looks like their splash art will include both of them. So there's a theory that they'll be able to use both of them, kind of like the ice climbers in Smash Bros or something like that, for example. Now, the comment that actually mentioned this is by Clammy which is a great username. And they said dual vision could be talking about how there's maybe 2-in-1 characters in the future. In the reveal trailer, there are 2 characters called Liyue and Lynette who are suspected to use Pyro and Hydro individually. I definitely think this would be really cool to see. I also saw some speculation because they're from Fontaine and it's the Hydro region that they would be Pyro and Cryo, because when you melt ice, it becomes water. So I think that would be very cool. But I didn't even think about them when I was discussing dual vision. So thank you for pointing that out. I think that would be really interesting because when I first saw them, I assumed that if we use them together, they'd be one vision, but it'd be so much cooler if you could have like a 2-in-1 character with 2 separate visions. And it'd also be interesting to kind of see what that means for the Archons who gave them their visions, like what that actually entails. Like, I don't know. I feel like, was there controversy? Did the Cryo Archon and Pyro Archon, you know, we're speculating, did they kind of claim the other twin? It would be really interesting to see. So I assume they're twins, but I think this is a really good theory, and this could definitely be what the Iceberg meant by dual visions. Next up, we have Childe's master, aka Skirk. Now, I had never heard of Skirk before. This is because I hate Childe and I have him and I don't look at his dialogue because I can't stand him. But the Childe slanders for another day, another video. This was proposed by Silent, who said, why Childe is able to use a vision and delusion at the same time at his final boss stage is because of a technique that his master taught him, which is, of course, his foul legacy. And it originated from the Abyss Order, and why it hurts Childe is because he's the only known person right now who can use it, saying that it's difficult to master and it takes him a lot of stamina. And I actually found a quote that's from Childe's name card. And it says, yet his foul legacy was not originally his. Rather, it was taught to him by that solitary girl who dwelt in the darkest corners of the universe. I also found some more information on Skirk. I kind of looked her up and looked into what the theories are around her. And another thing that they talked about is her being from another world, the dark realm. Some people theorize this is the Abyss, and that's where Childe was. I think people were saying that he was there for 3 months in her realm, amount to 3 days in Teyvat. So there's a big time difference, which would be very interesting. If Paimon's a time god and we find out about time, I would be really interested to know how and why time differs in the Abyss so much, if that's where she is. And I really hope we get to meet her. I'm very interested in seeing who trained Childe, and I hope she's cooler than him, because then I'll wish for her, because I just want someone superior to him. I think this is really, really cool. I'd never heard of Skirk before, so thank you guys for pointing that out. So yeah, thanks to Silent and Marfin for suggesting I talk about Childe's vision and delusion and Skirk and what that means in the context of the story. Next up is the theory that Celestia is a prison. This is really cool. Okay, so this was suggested by Pat, who said, I think the thing behind Celestia is actually a prison. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And here's what they had to say about it. That's only what I believe due to a theory I once heard. It mainly refers to the Celestia that was shown in the official webtoon of Genshin. But there basically was a shot of how Celestia looks in there, and it looked a lot like a prison. The theory goes on to say that Celestia is a lie, and that only people who know too much that could be a threat to the gods get locked in there. However, it's marketed as ascending. There's a lot more behind this theory, so if you're interested, you can look it up. I think this is a really interesting theory, because the idea that people get so powerful that they're afraid of them, that they tell them that they're going to ascend to Celestia and it's going to be great, when in reality they're just basically putting them in prison, would be such a great twist in Genshin. I think it would definitely kind of suck, because I think back to the webtoon, which, spoiler for like literally the first part of the webtoon, but Vanessa goes to Celestia eventually, and it'd be kind of sad if Venti led her to Celestia. I feel like that part, it wouldn't make sense. Maybe there's more information, maybe it turned into a prison later, but I'd be really interested in this plot twist. It seems something that would really, really push the Genshin story forward, and also really emphasize the fact that the gods are not the good guys. So this is a great theory. Thank you, Pat, for commenting and suggesting this one. The next theory is that Kaeya is a khaenriah prince. Now, I'd never heard of this one before, and Lacey and Madison are actually the ones who left comments about it, and I was super interested. So we'll start with Lacey. So Lacey said, Kaeya speculations are my favorite. I believe the speculations that Kaeya is a prince who escaped from Khaenriah during its fall. He supposedly threatened Venti and Hilly Churlian, which in the Windbloom Festival, like he threatened him. That would have been crazy. Imagine, I would really like to see that. That would be really cool. And the gods are the ones who destroyed his possible civilization and killed and turned his people into monsters. So that would totally explain why he would have a hatred for Venti and want to threaten him. Obviously, we don't know if any of this is true, but I'm hyped if it is. The drama, the suspense, I'm excited to see where this goes. I totally agree, Lacey. This is a really, really great theory that I'm just super interested in. I really think that there's more to Kaeya. He's super mysterious. And from what I've heard about the webtoon, which I'm starting, he's a bit of a liar. So I'm interested to see what that means in the story and how that contributes. And also, I haven't finished the webtoon yet, so I don't know much about him and Diluc's relationship just yet. But hopefully in the future, that's something we can all analyze together. I think it'd be very interesting if he was a prince of Khaenriah or Khaenriah royalty, and also maybe he knows our sibling, like for real. That'd be kind of cool. And so that kind of ties into the Kaeya being part of the Abyss that we talked about in one of the other Iceberg videos. And then Madison also left a comment where Madison said, wait until you find out about the Kaeya prince evidence. By the way, manga spoilers. So if you don't want any manga spoilers, skip to this timestamp right here. Madison says, he is from Khaenriah. He was sent on a mission by his father, and Diluc's father took him in. Lots of lore. It's my absolute favorite theory at the moment. It has the most canonical evidence, and I believe it's going to be one of the huge plot twists later in the story. So again, I haven't read a whole lot of the manga yet, but I'm really, really interested to get into this because Madison seems pretty sure that he's from Khaenriah. So I'm really excited. Thank you again, Lacey and Madison, for leaving comments about the Kaeya is a prince theory, because this one looks like something we're going to definitely delve into later, especially as the Genshin story progresses. And the last thing that you guys suggested is Lisa's lore. So Daft Sonics left a reply talking about the lore about Lisa after I made a comment in one of my videos saying that I wish we knew more about Lisa because she's super smart. And here's what they had to say. The lore on Lisa is what I want to know about. She's my favorite character, and I wonder if we'll get anything about her moniker, the Witch of Purple Rose, when we get to Sumeru. She left that place because the people's pursuit of knowledge became very intense. She also knows a lot about visions and their potential to corrupt the user. So I wonder if they will explain explore that soon. I would love to see them explore more about Lisa very soon, especially because she's so smart. I feel like it's wasted potential if they don't do anything with her. And I want her to have more involvement in the story. I feel like everyone else is super involved, but like she really doesn't do much. All we had is that one book quest. So give us a part 2 to Lisa's story. And also I want to learn more about her time in Sumeru. I hope we don't have to wait until we get Sumeru because that's gonna take forever. And I also have some more character details about Lisa that kind of relate to this. The Library of the Knights of Favonius. In addition to her elegance and charm, Lisa is also highly educated. She is said to have been the most talented sorceress to study at Sumeru Academia in the last 2 centuries. And this to me just feels like she's way too important to be left behind. I feel like we have to learn some more information about her. And I think she might come in handy later in the story where we might actually start kind of taking more action in regards to our sibling and visions, especially because we know that the Tsaritsa is trying to get all the Gnosis. So I feel like when we start to learn more about visions and Gnosis, I feel like Lisa's really gonna come in handy. I don't wanna wait till endgame, but I'd love to see her come in towards the endgame and kind of unite with a bunch of other people from nations to break this down. Give me like a like spy movie scene where she's basically like the hacker. Obviously there's no computers in Genshin, but if there were computers in Genshin, she's like the hacker that knows all the information. I think that would be Lisa. I wanna know more about Lisa. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I just want to know more about Lisa. So thank you, Dow Sonics, for leaving this comment about Lisa. All right, guys, that is it for our last video for the Genshin Impact Iceberg series. Thank you guys so much for all your wonderful comments. And I'm sorry if I couldn't include yours, but trust me, I've been looking at all of them and you guys have some amazing theories and amazing input. This series was met with so much love on my channel and I've gotten to meet so many of you amazing people through it. So I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it and we have a lot more coming in the future. So make sure you like and subscribe if you're interested in more Genshin related content, because that's what I'm gonna be making for you. And like I said before, make sure you follow me over on Twitch where I'll be streaming, also on TikTok where I'll be posting memes, and make sure you join the Discord so you can talk to other Genshin theorists. We talk in there. And also, if you ever need to play co-op with anyone, we got you, all right? Thank you guys again for watching this week's video. I'll see you guys next week with another video. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you then. Peace.